Old man, time of burial 90 minutes. Unconscious, no breathing, no pulse. His airways were not blocked. So what do we have here? CPR, we need to do CPR. The crucial question is not whether we should start CPR. The crucial question is if it's night, if it's a terrestrial rescue, if it's danger of avalanches. You're responsible for your 10 rescuers, and the doc comes and says he needs to be transported under CPR to the hospital. Then you have a problem, because you put your rescuers at risk at night. If the doc comes and says, okay, this guy is asphyxiated and cooled out, we put a sound in here, let the rescuers go to the hut and have some nice warm drinks, and the helicopter can fetch the dead person 2 or 3 days afterwards. You see, that's the practical impact of this triage thing, whether this guy is dead or apparent dead. As long as we have vital signs, as the other guy. Hey, hallelujah, very good, nice. We just have to protect him from further cooling out. But if we have a lifeless person here, we have to decide whether we can stop CPR. In any case, we start with CPR. Sometimes they have little injuries, no head or open thorax. Of course, then you know this person is dead. But otherwise, if we suspect hypothermia, or if we dig a lifeless person out of the snow, in any case, we start CPR. Our decision making to decide this guy needs CPR and be transported to the hospital, or here we can stop CPR. What information do we have to have? Yeah, right, air pocket, free airways or not. We said he has free airways. This is a very, very essential question for working with avalanche victims, for this triage. And free airways, doesn't mean that you have to have a balloon of air around the head. Free airways means that nose and mouth are not blocked by snow. This is air pocket, yes. Air pocket no means the whole face is full impacted, nose, mouth is impacted with snow. Okay, because this means this guy was able to breathe below the snow. It's very easy, okay. And then the second thing would be the core temperature. That's important for the doctors. And we said core temperature can be somehow estimated with the time of burial. 90 minutes time of burial would think could be hypothermia, free airways. The second thing you have to take into consideration, free airways. This is a guy where we need to continue CPR, and this person needs to be transported to a hospital where we have, in Europe, what we do is active rewarming with extracorporeal bypass. We have a little ECG that helps the decision making. If we see some action on here, we're happy, because then it's the best outcome. In most cases we do not have any actions on the monitor, but it doesn't matter. Normally in normal temperature we say, okay, you're dead, and CPR, and after 20 minutes stop and bye-bye. But in hypothermia, remember, no hypotherm avalanche victim with free airways is dead until warm and dead. We have, as doctors, we arrive with thermometers as well. We have different types of thermometers, because when we doctors arrive, we intubate the patient during resuscitation, we put a tube down the lung, we ventilate the patient, and in the same time we put this sonde into his esophagus, and then we have a reliable core temperature measuring. Another case now. This person has been buried with an avalanche for 15 minutes. Lots of hassle. You take the person out lifeless. What's the problem here? Saying here, what do we need to know, you know?
Long enough to cool down.
That's right. So, this guy after 15 minutes, he is dead or lifeless due to lack of oxygen. And if we ask, you know, probably he had a blocked airway, otherwise he would still be alive. He had blocked nose and blocked mouth. Sometimes you do not know. And in case, you know, if we're not really knowing what happened after 40 minutes, for instance, then we doctors, we come and when we take the temperature, and here we need to take the temperature not from the ears, because if we have a cardiac arrest, ear temperature and core temperature do not always correlate. So we take the esophageal temperature, and it's 34, and this is the proof of what you said. This guy is too warm to be lifeless to hypothermia. So he asphyxiated in the avalanche, and he is without cardiac action because of the asphyxia, and you're performing CPR, and here we can say, hey, it's nice if it's nice for flying and we don't have 3 or 4 other avalanche victims, we can even transport him to the hospital and give him a chance. But if we have 2 or more or 3 avalanche victims, then we have to decide, this one has the best chances of survival, take him first, you know, and this one has the last chances of survival, so wait with this guy. So this is the thinking of the triage. And for you as rescuers, whether you have to transport on a rescue sled, under resuscitation, with bad, dangerous conditions, a patient down the valley, it makes a difference, I feel. So you're very happy your doc arrives and says, this is a guy that asphyxiated, will do, get him after 3 or 4 days, let's go back to where we are safe. So that's the consequences of the whole thinking.